got game. You got game. We got game.
I have had fucking Buffalo Springfield in my head, like, the entire day because of this song. Because Public Enemy rapped over, every time we stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down,
Down.
down. Anyway, He Got Game by legendary director. Also, for those of you who are interested and have not necessarily seen every podcast Jason and I have done together, we've been doing the Black History Month thing for a couple of years now. For real this time, not like like I said about the football one where we've only done it once.
Yeah, it's been 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years. And I think maybe the first or second year we did this, we did a director focus on Spike Lee movies. It was Do the Right Thing,
Old Boy.
Old Boy at Your Request, and Malcolm X.
Yeah. That was one of the funniest things.
Oh my God! Jason and I wanted to put on wide brim hats and pinstripe suits and just walk like this through Universal Studios.
Do our pimp walk through Universal Studios?
That's right. So yes, we talked at length about Spike Lee. I mentioned, despite Robert Winfree's chagrin, that he's one of my favorite directors. I think even when he makes a bad movie, he at least makes a unique movie. Not a lot of Spike Lees out there. Not a lot of people.
He definitely has a unique look in his movies.
Yes, not a lot of people with his aesthetic or his vision. And there are plenty of successful black directors out there. We're going to talk about one of them next week, John Singleton, whose movies we've also looked at the past. We did Boys in the Hood a few years ago. But you've got him. You've got Ryan Coogler. If you're looking for somebody more modern, he's the director of Black Panther and the Creed movies. You've got you've got legendary black director, whoever the fuck did this Captain America movie. Yeah. So, lots of different black directors out there, but without Spike Lee, I don't think you have any of them. And Spike Lee, I think, has given a lot to the film industry. Like I said, I don't know if I would go as far as calling him auteur, but he's definitely been a very
autistic.
Unique. You're autistic. He's auteur. But I think Spike Lee has definitely been a unique person, a unique artist in the film industry, and I think we're better with him than without him. So with that said, He Got Game is a 1998 American sports drama film written, produced, and directed by Spike Lee, starring Denzel Washington and Ray Allen. Hey, Paula, who is Ray Allen, Jason Teasley?
Ray Allen is a former NBA star who most notably played and won a championship. I think he won a championship with the Heat. Now he played for the Celtics. Not 100% sure he played for the Heat.
Let me help you.
I want to say that he was down there. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Ray Allen. Allen was a 10-time NBA All-Star, won an Olympic gold medal as a member of the 2000 U.S. men's basketball team. At the time of his retirement, he was the leading three-point scorer in the NBA until he was surpassed by Stephen Curry in 2021. As of 2025, Stephen Curry, sorry. He ranks third on the NBA's all-time three-pointers list. In 2021, he was selected to the NBA's 75th anniversary team. Allen played for the Huskies. He was the fifth pick in the 1996 NBA draft. He played for the Bucks. And then he was traded to the Supersonics. Then he was traded to the Celtics. And then after 5 seasons with the Celtics, he played with the Miami Heat for 2 seasons, reaching the NBA Finals both times and winning the title in 2013. So there you go.
See, I was right. He did play for the Heat.
Yeah, he's got a lot of accolades to his name.
Yeah, he was a tremendous player. Cough up a lung.
I shouldn't drink juice before a podcast.
Juice?
No, just juice. The film revolves around Jake Shuttlesworth, who is Denzel Washington.
Hey, Mark. You got the juice.
Thank you. You got the juice now. Ah, shut the fuck up. It's a great line. Father of top-ranked basketball prospect in the country, Jesus Shuttlesworth, who was played by Allen. Jake, in prison for killing his wife, is released on parole for a week by the state's governor to persuade his son to play for the governor's alma mater in exchange for a reduced prison sentence. So, like I said, I think I saw this when it came out and never watched it again. And I thought it was fine at the time. After I rewatched it for this podcast the other night, and it's okay. It's not one of Spike Lee's best, but I cannot get away from the fact that Spike Lee has a very curious directing style to where Peter Griffin's line about "I'm very aware I'm watching a performance," like Spike Lee has this really weird way of shooting his movies to where he can't wait to remind you you're watching a movie. Like, he never wants you to get settled into whatever world he's created. He always wants to remind you this is a performance, and it's a very weird take on making a movie. It's like some people, whether lack of talent or a purposeful choice, very much make an over stylized, like a David Lynch, or somebody like that, where it's very stylized, it's very weird, and it's very artsy, and there's no fucking way you don't know you're watching a movie. You're watching basically performance art. And then there's people, like Quentin Tarantino is another one, creates very stylized, like Kill Bill being probably like the epoch of this. You're watching a very stylized fantasy world that he's created. And then there's people who, like, gritty realism is their thing. You are brought into this world, this alien world that they've created, and within minutes of watching this movie, you don't know you're watching a movie anymore. You feel like you're a part of this world. And then there's Spike Lee, who is like, what if I do neither or both at the same time? Like, there are parts of this movie, and I'll get to the plot in a second, but I really had to talk about his, like, aesthetic style. There are parts of this movie where they literally cut away from the narrative so they can show you a still frame of Ray Allen doing something. Or they cut away to something else. And it was kind of like the end of Malcolm X, where they're doing the I Spartacus thing. Like, I'm Malcolm X. I'm Malcolm X. Like, oh boy. It's like, I was very much involved in the world you created here. I don't know why you had to take me out of it with this nonsense at the end. That's a lot of this movie where there's a very real, very visceral, very almost guttural relationship between Denzel and Ray Allen. And for, a basketball player who I don't think has ever acted before, he did a very palpable job of reacting off of Denzel. Like, it was, it's the one thing that really draws me in.
Yeah, I mean, you're on the set with Denzel. I mean, you're like, that's like acting royalty.
Mm-hmm.
There's very few Denzel
Ray keeps
movies.
up with him. Ray,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it goes to the a rising tide lifts off ships.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've got one of the greatest actors of our time giving you tips, giving you pointers. You're being able to play off of. I think that's. I've never seen somebody not have a good scene or something with Denzel.
Right, but then, like, it's like he has ADHD in the editing room, where it's like we can't just let these scenes be what they are and let you get drawn into that dynamic relationship. He has to cut away from it to do nonsense. It's a weird movie.
It's definitely weird.
I don't all the way love it. So let's talk about what this is. So yeah, Denzel Washington's in prison for killing his wife, Ray Allen's mother, and he gets summoned to the warden's office, and the warden says, "I'm going to let you out for a week because the governor wants your son to play for." And I love this about we couldn't come up with a real name for a college, even in a fake world. We had to big state.
Big state.
Honestly, like, was college university crossed out in the script? Like, what the fuck, big state?
That reminds me of, I think it's the Christian University of Michigan,
mm-hmm.
and their shirt says, it's a Christian college, and the shirt says "Come."
Yes. So he had the opportunity to go to go to Learning University, or bookstore university, but instead he's going to go to big state. Terrific. So Denzel's like, yeah, my son kind of hates me. And, and Ned Beatty, fresh off of getting his ass raped in Deliverance, says, look, Mac, I will reduce your sentence. You will go home faster if you do us this favor and don't fuck around. And Denzel was like, well, I'll go home. I'll try to talk to my son who hates me, whose mother I murdered, to try to get out of prison earlier. Sure, that seems like a fair deal. And so he does. And what do you know? His son hates him. And it's like, fuck off. So a lot of the movie is that. Then there's this subplot of Denzel screwing around with a hooker who's getting beat up by her pimp. And eventually he...
Hey, that's not any hooker.
Yes.
That's Alice from Resident Evil.
That's right. Mila Jovovich. So anyway, that resolves itself when Mila Jovovich is sent on a bus and sent to, to Baltimore to hang out with Omar or whatever. But so she's gone.
Check it off your bingo card, guys.
Yep, there it is. So there's just a lot of like pushing and shoving and hemming and hawing, and finally Denzel's like, I have to go back to prison. I have one shot at this, and so it all culminates in a one-on-one game between old man Denzel and NBA All-Star Ray Allen. And what do you know? Ray Allen beats him. But
Denzel was a prominent basketball star in his day too.
Yeah, but he's 100 when this movie takes place, and he's been in prison for twice as long.
Yeah, but don't you know they got wreck ball in prison, Mark?
Okay, Jason. So anyway, Ray Allen, NBA All-Star, beats the fuck out of Denzel Washington. And Denzel says, and I won't quote the entire line, but basically he was like, let go of the hate in your heart. It's going to ruin you, and you're going to end up no worse than I am, no better than I am. And initially Ray Allen was like, I'm not going to go to big state because you want me to, and I hate you. And then after Denzel's like, don't turn into me. Be better. You are better. But you're gonna fuck yourself if you hold on to hate, which I think is a nice message of the movie. And so he decides to follow his father's advice, to accept God into his heart and forgiveness, accepts the light of Jesus, and he goes to big state. And I have to say this because I read it off the plot synopsis and I thought it was funny. There's a bit where Denzel Washington like bounces a ball over the wall and it lands.
Yeah, I was gonna mention this.
Yeah, you go tag in. Jim.
Yeah, it's at the end of the movie. He's in the prison yard and he's got the basketball. He goes to the out of bounds and he's got the sniper on the thing and he slings a basketball over the wall and magically, through the power of production, it falls out of the rafters of big state to land in the hands of Jesus.
Yes.
And Jesus will save us.
Jesus will save.
At big state.
Jesus saves. Gretzky gets the puck. He shoots. He scores. All right.
I mean, right? That would have been the perfect time to put the "What Would Jesus Do" on the screen.
Yeah.
That was popular.
Did I mention that Spike Lee takes you out of the world he creates to do nonsense on screen?
Yeah, I mean, it's had a good ending, but yeah, the whole basketball thing, you're like, man, Denzel's got a hell of an arm. He should have went to the NFL instead of the NBA.
My God, man, how many birds you kill with that shot?
Yeah, I mean, screw it's a bird, it's a plane. It's Denzel's rocket arm.
So what do you think of He Got Game, Jason?
He Got Game, I really like it because, I mean, I'm a huge Denzel fan. Denzel is like probably one of my favorite actors. I can watch just about any movie he's in.
Showing up.
And, it being a basketball movie. But it also shows the pressures of, you have a star athlete and it's all the pressures of what comes with that. He's got a girlfriend that's a hoe that's trying to latch onto him to get out of the hood. You've got his aunt and uncle who helped raise him and his sister his uncle gets a card simply because Jesus might go to a school. The best part is when he goes to, what is it, Tech U, and has the party. That was my favorite scene. Hold on, I'm reminiscing. Yeah, love this scene. Um, but yeah, I mean, it shows you that when you're the best at something, everybody wants a piece,
Yeah.
and everybody's intentions are not always your best intentions.
So yeah, like I said, it's not my favorite of Spike Lee's movies, but in at running time of, oh gosh, yeah, 136 minutes. This also could have been cut down by 30 minutes minimum. This also didn't make money. This was $25 million. The box office was 22.4. So this was yet another one of Spike Lee's bombs. It has an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. It won, like I said, it won a bunch of awards at the Acapulco Black Film Festival. It was nominated for some NCAA Image Awards. Ray Allen was
NCAA.
sorry, NAACP. The words are hard.
I was like, so college award. Yes, I like it.
So Spike Lee was nominated for the Worst Sense of Direction Award and the 1998 Stinkers Bad Movie Awards. Hot damn. So anyway, kind of closing out this discussion. Denzel's great. Ray Allen's great. I like the message of the movie, but Spike Lee's direction's a little weird, and it's way too long. I'll give you the final word here.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been cut down. I want to say it could have took a good 30 minutes out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And trim fat. But yeah, I mean, it's serviceable. It's a serviceable basketball movie. Like I said, I love Denzel, so
I would recommend.
it's middle
I
of the
would
road.
recommend all three of these. For people who watch this, I'm noticing that this may come as a complete shock to you, but not a lot of people watch every single movie like we do. And so, sometimes they tune into my podcast. They're like, what are you talking about tonight? And I tell them what we're talking about. Like, I have not heard of any of the fuck what you talk about. So, I think this podcast also kind of serves another function of, should you go back and watch some of these old movies? And all these available on streaming. I think Coach Carter's on Paramount Plus. Above the Rim was on Amazon Prime. And I don't remember where he got Game from.
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Netflix or Max.